broadcasting live from Houston, from the space city to the world. You are watching Now Media Television.
Man, I'm ready for my next guest, Kristin Gunderson. Kristin is one of the best bookkeepers here in Houston. And what she does is she focuses on helping small to mid-sized businesses who don't have a full-time bookkeeper have one on staff that can really help them push their business towards profits. That's what Kristin likes to do, is focus on profits. And what she's going to talk about today is how to find high-quality accounting partners. So take it away, Kristin.
Hi, thank you so much for having me on the Biz Talk Show today. I am Kristin Gunderson, the CEO of Gunderson's Bookkeeping, and I'm here to get all of your bookkeeping and tax questions answered. So we have a few questions for today. The first question is how do you find high quality accounting partners? Well, I kind of want to answer what does each one of these terms mean to begin with? The first one is, what is an accountant? An accountant is someone who can figure out your business tax structure to make sure that you have the best one set up for you. If you need permits or license done, they'll be able to fill those out and get those done for you. They also do your financials. What's a CPA? Everyone thinks that they need to have a CPA. What a CPA specializes in is they can do audits. No other accountant, bookkeeper, they cannot do audits for you, but the CPA can. So if you need audits, you want to call a CPA. Also, CPAs can have different specialties. Like some CPAs, they might not like to do audits, so they just focus on taxes and they focus on business taxes. Other CPAs, they may love to do audits and they don't touch taxes. So it all depends. So you might need to shop around and look around depending on what you're looking for. What's a bookkeeper? A bookkeeper is someone who does the day-to-day stuff for you. They are making sure that all of your expenses are categorized correctly, your income's categorized correctly. They are reconciling your bank statements and your credit card statements, and they're also doing accounts receivable and accounts payable for you. So they are doing all the day-to-day stuff to make sure that you can have your financials done. Then there is a tax preparer. The tax preparer could be a CPA, and they don't have to be a CPA, but they're the ones who are literally filling out the paperwork to have your taxes done on the correct tax forms. They can also do your quarterly estimated tax payments for you. So you need a tax preparer if you're needing to get your taxes done. The last one is a tax planner, and that is different from a tax preparer. They could be the same one, but a tax planner is someone that you meet with throughout the whole year, or at least several times throughout the year instead of just once a year when the taxes are done, already happened. Everything from last year already happened, and what is done, and the tax preparer gets them done based off of prior stuff. But the tax planner can actually work with you throughout the year, and they work with you to try to figure out the best strategies that you can do to try to lower your tax burden. So there's lots of creative things that can be done throughout the year as long as you're meeting with someone and finding out what needs to be done, what changes need to be done in your business. They also might recommend that you switch tax entities also, like maybe it's time to move up from an LLC to an S Corp so that you can start taking a paycheck. So tax planners are really important. So the number one thing that I can tell you when you're looking for these different people is to make sure that you're meeting with them throughout the year. I try to meet with my clients monthly, and if they don't want to meet monthly, I make sure that I meet with them at least twice a year, mid-year, about July, August. That way the first half of the year is done. If anything needs to be changed up, or we need to change things, or maybe start, we need to find new expenses to start doing that will benefit you, but also are write-offable, like health insurance or getting a 401k set up, like we can start doing that. I also recommend meeting with them November, December, because that's getting close to the end of the year, and you can make those decisions by the end of the year that will help benefit this year's taxes. So I always recommend figuring out, like, if the year were to end, say October 31st or November 30th, what would your tax liability look at? And then you have November or December at least to be able to make those changes that will help reduce your tax liabilities. So one, be meeting with someone throughout the year instead of just once a year after the fact, the year's done, and now you're either getting back a big tax return or you owe a lot of money, you just don't understand why. So that's the number one thing I recommend. The second thing is ask for referrals. If you have business friends, ask them who they're using. If you are networking and you're working with, or even working with like your commercial insurance person, your marketing, advertising lawyer, ask them who they recommend for you to be working with for accounting professionals, because they all know each other and they'll tell you who they recommend and who they do not recommend. So ask around, but definitely find someone that you can work with throughout the whole year. Okay, the next question is, how often should you be reevaluating your accounting methods? The answer is periodically. So to give you some examples of what that looks like is, you might just have a hobby, a business that's a hobby. You don't know if you want to do it full time or if you're really going to get into it or if it's going to work out. So you're doing it part time as a hobby. Those people will probably be doing their bookkeeping on an Excel spreadsheet. And that's okay. That's okay. Keeping track of all your expenses, all your income, so they can figure out what your net income is. And that's a great way to get you started. If you're not doing anything else besides, just keeping your receipts, at least be doing them on an Excel spreadsheet. That's the first step of business that I would recommend. The next level is, you got to be thinking, okay, my business is growing. I'm going to take this seriously. I need to start keeping track of my bookkeeping, start to know my numbers. And as your business is growing, this is the next step for you, is probably to move up to being able to do your own bookkeeping on, say, a platform like QuickBooks Online or Xero, or there's a lot of other accounting platforms out there that you can do your own research. The ones I'm most familiar with is QuickBooks Online and Xero. But yeah, you can start learning how to do your own bookkeeping, get it set up, and start taking it over. And then that way, if you're in it daily, you need to be in it daily, looking at the stuff and doing the bank feeds, but you'll be able to run reports anytime that you want to. That way you can start making business decisions based off of those reports. So that's really important. Again, at least half a year, at the end of the year, start reevaluating things again. And maybe you're growing so much, it's time, you have to evaluate, maybe you're a plumber or a hairdresser, it might be costing you more time than it's worth to be doing your own bookkeeping, and you may not even enjoy it. Not everyone loves bookkeeping. And you actually might be able to make more money by going out doing what you love, what your business is, going out and doing more hairstyles, cuttings, updos, whatever the hairdressers do, or the plumbing business. Go out and get networking and get selling more and be doing more of what you're actually good at. So you got to reevaluate, okay, is it costing me more money to be doing my own bookkeeping? Could I be making more money if I outsourced it? So the next phase would be, hey, it's time to actually outsource your bookkeeping, get an outsourced bookkeeper, accountant, have them do it. Once that's off your plate, you'll probably be bringing in even more money because you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about the money because someone else is watching that for you. Granted, you do want to be in the loop to know what's going on, but that is definitely going to help out. And then see how that's going. As your business continues to grow and to get more complicated, it might be time that you outgrew the outsourced bookkeeper, and you might actually have to hire someone full-time in your business to come take care of you, to make sure that it's being done properly, that you can go have easy access, be like, hey, are we making enough with our gross profit margin? How are our cost of goods sold? Are our expenses going up? What can we be doing today or tomorrow to be able to increase our numbers? So it might be time, and this is your $3 million, $5 million company now, it might be time to actually bring in a full-time accountant or bookkeeper in-house for that they can be taking care of your needs and have those day-to-day conversations. So again, just periodically review where you're at, where your business is at, where your goals are, and see what you need to be doing for your own bookkeeping. All right, that is everything that I have for you today. If you have any questions on what we talked about, don't be afraid to reach out. Again, I'm Kristin Gunderson at Gunderson's Bookkeeping. You can give us a call at 936-372-2661. Our website is www.gundersons.com. www.gundersonsbookkeeping.com, or you can reach out to us on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, and it's at Gunderson's Bookkeeping. Thanks for having me on the Biz Talk Show today.
Hey, Kristin, that was wonderful information, and just knowing about who we need to go to talk about the accounting in our business and bookkeeping is very important. So thanks for that information.